Did you say more Doom? You did. Welcome back, or please welcome, to Game Wolf Plays the Plutonia Experiment, the latter half of Final Doom, which is essentially the hardest official level set available. Well, not official one. Unofficially, I'm sure there's a lot of contenders. I couldn't tell you. So anyway, here we go. Obviously, we're going to want to make sure we get as many weapons as we can, so starting off is going to be a little bit shitty. Shotgunner, guys, that doesn't sound too bad. Looking a little bit... It's a very brown and green game, so naturally it's a good fit for me. Alright, we got a make armor, we got a backpack. Life is the greatest. I hope by this point you don't expect me to explain how Doom works to you. In fact, the only time I'm really going to explain now is when I do a mod that has different features to it or something. Because otherwise it's more about the level. Or the level design, or whatever you want. You should be careful though. Like, really careful, because there tends to be a lot of chain gunners in this mod. They'll just hit you everywhere. Who cares where we put them? They're everywhere. You know what's even worse? Is we got a couple archviles in this level. Already, in level 1. We're not joking. I think the only good thing is just, even with the tools back then, it was possible to beat. But I guess, in a way, it would be like trying to endure how annoyed you are at the whole prospect of all the traps. So that super shotgun set him off, but, I mean, come on. I really need a super shotgun. I don't know what that was. I must be allergic to bullshit. Well, at least he's dead. He's not really that fearsome when he's just by himself, and I got a lot of boxes to dodge around. Oh, and before you ask, no, I'm not using the Plutonia mini pack. I know you like to put that up there along with your favorite source board. I get it, it's fine. But that's not what we're doing, okay? But originally, or rather, it is. It's just a mixture of Doom 1 and Doom 2 soundtracks. I believe this is from E1, M2, whatever. Either way, it doesn't matter. You'll just hear it throughout the entire game. The game of games. The game of champions. Plutonia Experiment. Walls unrevealing themselves. There are many traps. Many, many traps. I think the fun part is figuring out the nature of the trap rather than not knowing where it is, because usually you can guess that if you touch a key or an item that a trap is about to happen, but sometimes they can be unexpected. You can just walk somewhere and they'll happen. You'll be like, "Hey!" Especially fun if you don't have the map. Alright, so we're getting another very needed item. In fact, the rocket launcher is going to be even... The rocket launcher is going to put on more of a show for us than the super shotgun even. Simply because this guy, you know, as much as he wants to make my life hell, he puts a lot of... These Casali brothers, they put a lot of ammo everywhere, and that includes having a bunch of rockets out the ass, so you bet your ass I'm going to try to use them. Except in cramped spaces, which I know this game likes to do, is put things in cramped spaces. Another thing this mod is notable for is not knowing which floors damage you, which means just practice the level until you realize what it is that's damaging you, you know? In fact, practice every level, every day. This took... You can probably tell it took me a while to even get good enough. But really it was more about get confident enough. Just roll with the punches. This Archvile's a dick, because unless you kill him, he's going to keep reviving that chain gunner. Let's get rid of his ass, the only way we know how. With lots of rockets! Oh, please. It would be nice if I was able to walk up to where he is, because then I could get all the chain guns he keeps respawning. But sadly, alas, it was not to be. It was not to be, my chain gunner. My chain gunner. He chains goons. I hear some mancubi. Looks normal to me. But wait a second, it's Skeleton Man, and he's got a skeleton plan. A lot of these boys, too. These boner men. Can't wait to see a bunch of those later. Another chain gunner. I feel like there's a chain gunner around every corner, so you'll forgive me if I'm not even going to entertain the possibility of doing a no damage run. I'm sure someone has, and I would call them insane, or at least call them very good, because, you know, that might be the only thing you're doing for like a year. I don't know. I don't know how they do, because they do what they do, and they doom what they do. The first key of the night, it's a skull key. Red Skull is back. He's teamed up with Thanos. And he wants to be the Thane of your Thane Thixtenth. Yes, very crazy. Another thing I'll be doing a lot is saves. Alright, it's going to feel like saves coming, I realize that, but you should know by now that any first-person shooter, I'm going to be using saves. That's just the fact of it. It's the fact of how it was always included in the game from the beginning, so I don't feel bad about using it that way. If anything, console games are the aberration when it comes to saving. Even especially so with the original Nintendo, because we had ample opportunity to save stuff with the Famicom, but not with our American-ness. Due to our American-ness. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And there's sometimes secrets that don't really matter, so I'm not going to just... You're just going to have to trust that I know all the secrets. I think there's a few times there are a couple of secrets I have that don't actually count as secrets. Or one I missed, even though I specifically go over it, so... I should explain that to you. It's just like, you know, it's a matter of all secrets, but with an asterisk. With a caveat. All secrets, caveat, the ones that actually do something. So if there's like nothing even in the secret, then I don't see the point. Although, I think rarely, if I recall, one time there was a secret that didn't really have anything of it, but what it did have was like a little window you could shoot from out of, so it was very, it was a very subtle secret, and I liked it. We haven't come across such things in a long time. I really should do more of this. I don't know what even keeps me from doing it. I think it's just, you know, me coming to terms with games can be hard. Get those shotgun shells! Oh! Baby Chain Gunner. Chain Gunner is number oneer, Gen 1er of the former Transformer. Pokemoner. Polk. That is the way we drink soup in these parts. In these parts of Soupland. Of soup. Okay, I need to find a way to actually have the blue key available to my person. That would be nice. Yes, without all my memory for what I did now, it's just like, fair enough, but that probably means something else is going to come out of the woodwork. Like this! And that! Fucker. Okay, now we're red and blue with evil. Can't imagine. That's another thing I like about this mod, because one good thing about the level design is that when you're backtracking in this mod, there's always going to be monsters that show up because it knows how the flow of the level goes, so you end up picking up a thing coming back and there's something there that greets you, so you don't feel like you're, you know, wandering where nothing else is. Like, you feel like you're going in the right direction. Bye, 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 Max, bye, bye. Never gonna give you up. With my super shotgun, gonna kick your butt. I can tell you right now, there's so much monsters and ammo that a pistol is gonna be like a 1 in a million time thing. With the exception of how I started level 1, because you kind of have to. But it very quickly got to a shotgun, so yeah. Now we just need to figure out where the plasma rifle and the BFG are, but that won't be for a bit. Also, every exit, with the exception of the last one, I don't mean because of the final boss icon at Sin Delio. I mean, every exit besides the last one is going to have this... It's going to look the same. It's going to be this square white thing. You can't miss it. You'll start from it and you'll end on it. So it's a good way to know when you're about to leave the place. I would prefer to just use straight up exit signs, but at least this one's way more concise and coherent than how TNT Evolution would just suddenly put you on an exit and be like, oh, I did not plan for this. That happened to me recently. I was playing Dread Templar, just like, oh, I didn't mean to exit. I wasn't done yet. So that's what I get for not saving in a game, which I was decently good at, but hey. Oh, Donkey Kongo. Is that what that was? Was I somewhere in Africa? Maybe South America? Where the hell was I?